Hello and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. So last time we picked up, starting off our second cargo run. We've won our first battle. We feel, well, I'm feeling like we're in a pretty good spot. We've kept a decent number of our units alive. Some of them did die. I'm not sure if the ones you actually get in the drops persist between battles. I thought they might have done, which is why I wasn't too worried about sacrificing some of the ones I initially had, but it looks like that might not be the case. I'm going to have to figure out a little bit more about Cargo Run. I've not quite got the hang of it yet, but I'm enjoying it and having a bit of fun. So let's just jump into it and see what we can get through in our second battle. So we've gone for the Astra, so the Astra and Friends team. I'm really enjoying Astra just as a unit. It seems like it's got a lot of the things that I enjoy about games like this. So a bit of resource, additional resource. I like playing ramp decks and things like that. Let's just get our intro going. CC Hammersmith. See, I like this. We're getting against new captains that we haven't seen yet. So it might be that maybe there's even more on release. Okay, so we've got a few options here. So Lifeline looks like it would be good for this style of game. So, okay, I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to choose not to take Stowaway this time. I've taken Stowaway a few times. It's very powerful. It's very useful. However, I feel like we use it a lot. And also having found out that Astra's got the ability that if she kills a unit, that just deals with it. Then it gives us a free reinforce anyway. Maybe let's try and do it a different way. We quite often find ourselves running out of units or having too many available, so that's not too much of a worry. So on that front, Invulnerable for a turn is something we're just going to ignore on that basis. Also, I think the difference here between Invulnerable and Stun, I think is actually a really big deal, because sometimes Invulnerable is sort of they can still make other plays around it and use all their characters to hit other things, whereas Stun, they can't hit something else. Plink is still probably one of my favourites. Someone was saying they think they might have fixed it so that Plink can't crit anymore, which I think is a positive change. We'll see if it happens, but I think it can't. And then Lifeline and Disruptor Beam seems interesting as well. However, I think I want to try and use Stasis Field and Plink. It's got a little bit of healing that we can do early on. Stunning is going to be useful. And again, Lifeline being specifically 5 or less health, I don't think is what we want here. So, what's their commander? Okay, so we have seen this. So they're just running other models as captains, basically. So CC Hammersmith deals 2 damage to any unit it collides with after hitting stun all units in range. I remember this being absolutely brutal before. Unfortunately, this terrain is really difficult for us to get line of sight. So I'm actually going to move to about here, because I think this gives us better line of sight in the future. We've got nothing that we can play this turn whatsoever. So I'm going to start with boosting morale. And I'm going to Plink their character. So that's all we've got. There's not much to do here. Who did we reduce the cost of? Okay, Torian Guardian is a good one because we've at least got a little bit cheaper. So we're probably going to play this, but I'm also still probably going to be kiting away a little bit still. We've got this over here, which I might actually deploy in range of. Let's see what we get. I'm going to do it this side so we can move forward if we need to.
Don't get too far.
Again, I keep forgetting to look. Oh, that's 50% increased crit chance. Nice, okay. So we're going to go for our range attack now. Missed, but Plink hopefully shouldn't miss. That's fine, and then for now I'm just going to move behind here. So it gives us a couple of options next turn. So maybe I should have been using boost morale again here, because we've got 3 next turn, but we don't have anything we can use. But if we use this and we get that, so 2 doesn't work there either. So, can we get to that? Not quite.
I'll make him proud.
So, we're going to be using our range again over here. Which missed again, which is frustrating. Going to Plink again. We are also going to boost morale.
I can work with that.
So, again, we're gonna hide behind here. This one we're gonna keep a little bit close to the front with Torian, because we might be able to just go for sort of a counter attack here. Next turn we're gonna have 6, so we're guaranteed to be able to play Bulwark or Switchback. I'm probably gonna use boost morale first. Oh, do they get to pick that up as well? Okay, they do, don't? No, they don't. Okay, so this is interesting. We've got 2 of these available. We can't quite get to that, but okay, we can't get to either of those. So boost morale first, because it's likely that we can deploy something into one of those. Okay, this way we can get a switch back in, and Bork can come next turn, because Bork's the immobile one.
Perfect form takes sweaty practice.
So, right, what are these? So this is add a character to the roster, which is good, gain a bag of bullets. Okay, so I don't know what bag of bullets does. It sounds range, in fact, let's start with a range attack. Here we go, we've got the damage, get the blink. And then we're gonna move sort of actually a bit back here, because we're gonna deploy switchback onto this. We want to try and keep a bit of distance still. So what's bag of bullets then? Attack increased by 1. Yeah, that's absolutely who we wanted to do it on. Yeah, in fact, if we stun their captain... Oh no, we did hit the captain. Then we can actually move in here and take this without any issues. I feel like we've done more than 4 damage so far. Give a melee unit pummel for a turn, which is... we'll just end the turn for now. What is pummel? Oh wow, so it's just melee unit attacking twice. Okay, so that swirl was something. Got Bork in there, we can reinforce. Okay, so this is going to be our big turn here. So move over here, switch it up, and get our range attacks on their commander. Try and do a bunch of damage there. Can't believe we're still missing here.
This thing's real fragile.
Battle Frenzy is going to go onto this unit. Are you kidding? I can't quite get into range of their commander. Oh, that's so frustrating. Well, I guess in that case we're just going to go and try and take this out in one shot.
In.
Yeah, done that. Got the crit as well. Okay, so we can get that. Which, again, isn't quite... Oh, wow, the crit back. That's not good.
One win, one bug.
Boost morale. Range attack here. Get the blink going. So, that is now going to be stunned, I imagine. So, it's frustrating, but Deadeye gives accuracy, Bork becomes immobile after its first movement. So I think I'm going to place it here, because then next turn we can move it and try and get that extra value going. Okay, so this is probably a much quicker game than the last one, so yeah, loads quicker. Because I think, because of the way we've lined up, we're actually looking like we might be able to take this out in one turn. This turn? Oh, is that gone? Oh wow. That was so quick. Okay, so we've got here... Oh, so these things at the top are... So these maybe persist. Interesting, so maybe those persist, because we had the first one in the first battle. So it's like permanent upgrades rather than temporary. Excellent. Okay, let's go straight into the next one. We want to try and get a bit of speed going. That first game in the last video took quite a long time, so getting one done in 7 minutes feels completely different. I think we were getting used to things a bit, so we're going to keep moving from here. Have a bit of a coffee from my Spider-Man mug.
I'll protect you.
Okay, so I'm curious about corrosive particles anyway, and with Plink it seems like a ridiculous combination. I'm probably just going to pick that. Again, Stowaway and Cinder Infusion we've used a lot of, Vortex Beam we've used a few times. We haven't used Ion Storm, but that's only specifically good against ranged units. I really want to try this because also corrosive particles potentially just increases Plink's damage as well, and that seems absolutely mad to me. So, can we reach here? No. Is there anyone? Okay, so if we get a good boost morale, we might actually be able to deploy Deadeye turn 1 and gain stimulating formula, whatever that is. No, it's Torian Guardian who got that. Where are they? Is there any way we can get a line of sight? Honestly, I think I'd just rather move over here. So, what do they do? May attack 2 extra times per turn. Targets it destroys, deal 3 damage to all units in range. Wow. So we're going to start plinking this immediately. Again, this is one of the reasons I like Plink. It puts the game on a bit of a timer. I have to excuse any. Oh no! I didn't realise I was in sight. That is not good. They're going to just. They're going to destroy us. 30% injury. Oh my god, that was awful.
This smacks.
So what's this? Gain stimulating form. Okay, this sounds like it could be something that I'd want on this character. But I'm kind of scared here, so I think actually I'm gonna... We've only got 2, so we can only guarantee one. That's mad how much damage that's just done. Just clarify that. Can attack 2 extra times per turn. 30% increased chance to crit and rapid fire. So 2 extra times and rapid fire. That seems... If maybe like the 2 extra times is instead of rapid fire.
They're counting on us.
Right, so I think we need to start poking here. It is a melee unit, so we should be able to hold back, as in keep our distance a little over here. And then probably deploy the Deadeye or Guardian. Let's go with the Guardian, because it's harder to hit out of line of sight.
I come.
I'm gonna Plink here, because I want to try and weaken this so that we can potentially deal with that next turn. The bridge is looking good, we've got someone coming around next turn. Okay. I'm terrified of this. Can you imagine that with Bytol dealing 9 damage in a round? Yeah, okay, so this is useful, because this is what we wanted.
Must go on. My pencils have lasers.
Okay. So this is going to be our turn for Corrosive. Yeah, there we go. And it's also going to be our turn for Deadeye. So, I mean, Corrosive we just put on everything. I don't know how we deal with this. Honestly, I think it's going to out-damage us massively.
Your heart beating fast too?
So, here we're just going to attack. Kill that. Reinforce with Switchback. Yes, that's how it works when we kill something. And then it's immediately attack rivals that collide with them. Okay.
Look, leaderly.
So Plink here probably has to be a heal. Who can we deploy? Deadeye. And this is a melee unit. It attacks all units in a line behind the target. And what does this have in it? Unit permanently gains 3 max health. I kind of just want that on me. Okay, I'm going to go here. I've got enough for Deadeye anyway, so I'm going to boost morale, see if we get another option. I didn't actually look, we can't get another option anyway, so that's fine. Deadeye is actually going to come into... Probably just... I can't quite get there, that's actually got quite a large range. I feel like Deadeye actually just wants to go like here and block things as much as possible. And then this time, I'm actually going to Plink... No, because this might be increased damage. Let's see if it does do 2. I'm not sure. So that only does what? So, corrosive particles damage dealt to a unit in an area. Add 1 to it. So it doesn't actually do what it says it does.
1 win, 1 bug.
I mean, we'll just shoot it. How? I'd really need to figure out what the range percentage is. Okay, that's good. Go on, move into range so we get to attack again. No. I should have moved this over here. This is a terrible situation. Yeah, that was awful. That was insane. Like, 6 damage at range that early on and then getting 30% additional crit. That's absolutely nuts. Like, completely mad. I mean, I don't really know what to say to that. That's blown me out of the water. So, I've got a little bit of time left on what I was hoping to do from here. So, I'm going to have a look at the collection and just see if anything here really takes our fancy. So, the things to bear in mind. We've got Astra. So, Astra's who we've been using previously. Extilior was quite an awesome, captain as well. See, they've got the little captain icon. I wonder if there's a filter here. Oh, that just changes the size, I remember. No, because, I mean, from this screen, there's not a way of telling who the captains are. I mean, we obviously know who they are, because it's Zax Jakar is the last one. Creating sleeper mines is interesting. You know what? I think at the end of this video, what we're going to do is we're going to put together a new roster, and we're going to put together a Zax Jakar deck list to try on next time. Also, I really love the colour scheme on him. I remember seeing something about him being potentially like a hologram of himself, but again, going back to what I said before, really does feel like Datascape vibes from Wildstar, which was unbelievably fun. So I quite like the look of this. So his thing, he's a ranged character, he can push targets when he hits them, which is going to be very useful, especially if it works at range. Use a bit of sort of movement shenanigans. Gravity Disc will work well with that as well. And create Sleeper Mine, takes 1 turn to arm. So we're going to be trying to push and pull people into Sleeper Mines. So, thinking of that, what we want is this is going to be our big AoE style list. We want to pull people into one place and put them together. So some of the ones I know initially. We want Axel Pyro as our Flamer. We want Florio Lancer, which begins with an F, surprisingly, as the AoE on that front. Amplified Bytor could be really useful, but this is where I'm starting to think, I'm not quite sure. I remember liking Esdi, but not remembering what they do. Well, I can't remember if it's she or he, but +2 attack and fast when you have no Cinder. So fast is just really, really heavy movement based, so that's 4. I like that, but I don't think it's what I want. Crankbait. Okay, Crankbait's in this list. Again, movement shenanigans is what we're looking for here. What's Chuck and Co? Chuck and Co. Throw a unit and deal 1 damage to it. Absolutely. Bring Chuck and Co in. I mean, it sounds like it was going to be from Chuck. Okay, so anyone here that immediately makes me think this is along those things. Does the thicket reduce movement or something? Move unit towards this. Poison and slow. Yep, let's bring it in. We're going for a full movement space one with a few AoEs to finish it off as well. So, we know the Scattervine does, we like that. What's Nectarvine? Nectarvine's the restore health to allies in turn, Toxoid's the poison. Taurian Guardian. I wish there was a way to tab through from here. Makes them harder to hit. She's the mystic that heals your commander. What was Tipu? Oh yeah, permanently gains attack and health whenever it hits something. I quite like trying to build around this at some point, but that's probably not it for this one. Tower Arsenal gives something rapid fire, that's not where we're at. The Switchback is just good, but that's probably not what we're doing. Snaring, we know Stitchy McPatchy. This immobilises a target for a turn, which is probably really good on a ranged attack. I'm going to consider this. What's Shrapnel? Target all nearby units when attacking. That's our next AoE. Dealt with there, Shrapnel. Savria Safeguard. Reduce damage, next damage for unit to 0. I like that. It's probably good if we're doing AoE as well. There you go. This is the other one. Rickety Backfire. Has a chance to damage itself and all units in range. That's another one. So we're just going to try and go all in on this silly idea. Quetzali's the movement one, we don't need that. Peacemaker, I'm assuming, is stun a rival crew member for a turn, but that's all it does. I love this aesthetic, it's really nice. It's sort of like Mayan featuring like plant life sort of thing. This is the turret. Yes, it's the turret, so that becomes immobile. It's not what we want. Return ally to a bridge and fully restore it. It's interesting. I'm not sure if that's what we want, but I like it. Maximus we know is movement heavy. He just jumps around. Call him House of Pain. Touching units are immobilized, so Jailbreak would be taking big hits in this because we're AoEing, but that's still kind of useful. I'm not going to rule out Jailbreak. Furia just hits hard. What was the Fate Twister? Its next attack will hit. If enemy, its next attack will miss. Okay, so just consistency. Does that have its own attack? No, I'm not sure I like that. But I mean, I suppose actually that's really good for consistency with things like Switchback when we were pumping up, so I might consider putting that in my other list. Tiardi was given melee unit Pummel, so that's the equivalent of... was it Crosshair? No, Crosshair's always crit. Deadeye's the accuracy. Whoever pumps someone up and gives them you double, give them rapid fire. There we go. Lob explosives from Detonia. That's probably going to be one of our last options. And then we've got someone up here. So Broken Vengeance wasn't an AoE, was he? No, immediately attack any rival that attacks him, but he just hits like a truck. Enforcer was... when it attacks, damages all units in a line behind the target. That might be what we're looking for here. Aria was the accuracy. Yeah, Antios Gauntlet was a melee. Yes, that's one that gets first strike. Biter we know just does a load of damage. Sentinel is 3 damage to all units in an area. So, I think we're going to try the Sentinel. We haven't really tried many of the immobile things. I'm looking forward to giving it a shot. This is going to be our list. So, captain and crew, all sorted. I'm tempted to see what the autofill does as well, but we obviously have got a few things that we're specifically trying out here, so we're going to give this a go. I like these animations, but we're nowhere near unlocking any yet. Yeah, I think this is going to be it. So we've got Gravity Disc and Sleeper Mines is what we need to take advantage of. And then everything else is either movement-based or AoE. So we've got AoE, movement, movement, movement. Is this immobile? Slow, that was it. But again, that being poison is really nice, because we can, if we've got multiple movement things, so for instance we can crankbait something, we can gravity disc something, we can, you know, do a lot of different things to bring things towards Mikwani Thicket, and then from that point we can potentially do a bunch of damage, because that'll do poison, and we can just hit that with an AoE thing. Snarling is going to be fun, just range hitting, especially coming against melee units. We can just literally poke things away from a distance. And then, yeah, AoE hits and movement. Again, I think we've come up with another fun list. We'll give this a shot. We're going to give this a go. AoE and movement. So, I mean, that's not a very fun name, but that'll do. Banner. We need to edit the banner. So, what do we think looks like AoE and movement from here? I mean, we're going to be sort of basically targeting one thing, so we're like trying to do like a attacking in a line. Let's go for this sort of like a spearheady sort of thing. The crest, I kind of like just that color scheme, and then the pattern. What do you want for pattern? I mean, see, if I like that, but then that makes me think I want something else other than that shape. This kind of, you know, looks like we're pointing at a target, that sort of thing. Kind of like that. That looks... if it was a bit more centered, I'd like that one as well. I feel like I'd really like that one for this, just pointing straight down, but... let's go for this. This signifies what they do. Now, colour scheme. The crosshair needs to be red. Like, we can't just have a non-red crosshair. Instead of black... where do we want to go? So... I think a palish blue. What does it... what about like a mellowed orange of some sort? That to me looks like it's some sort of target zone. That'll do. Yeah, this is you suck them all in, AoE them all. It's not going to be heavy damage, we're not going to do very well against individual models at a time, but I think this could be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to playing this next time. Zax Jakar's going to get his first outing in our run, and we're going to start hitting the PvP. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Yet again, we can't get past those third battle rounds in Cargo Run, so we're going to have to start thinking about, what we could be doing differently from there, but those hit like a truck from that laser team. So I'm looking forward to giving this a shot. Thank you for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Don't forget to hit any of those, all the usual YouTube things, like, subscribe, everything like that. It's really appreciated. It really does make my day. And thank you for watching, and have a good day.